Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back for your Wednesday night show. Another episode of Nights with Ping. Today, no building works next door, so we're not going to get disturbed. Maybe by a package, but not by building works tonight. Um, the way I would describe tonight's show is in this way. I have some good news, I have some sad news, and I have some bad news, and that is basically the way today is going to go. And as you can see from the title of tonight's show, we actually have some breaking developments in the Jessica Barnes case. I don't know why we ever doubted ourselves because it seems like it played out exactly like we thought it would. Yeah, I'm going to get into it in a second, but I'm going to talk to you guys and say hello for a minute. DJ, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for the links and the emails. I will use them a bit later. Andrew, hey, buddy. Good to see you. I hate mornings. Sean's here. Hey, Sean, high five. Maria made it. Shasta made it. Nana Lana and Mamma Mia. Siana, Mr. Dan Yee, Mr. Chat Celebrity himself. Rachel's here, STL cards, the fabulous Moonlight View, Gambler's here, everyone is here, Marlene Clausen. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Let me play this. Let me play this video for you, then we'll get going. All right, where is it? Here we go.
Right now, a Pendleton man is facing charges in connection with the death of his wife, who had been missing since August. The Anderson County coroner says Jessica Barnes' remains were found Friday by Pendleton police and sled in a wooded area in Pickens County. The coroner's office says after its investigation, it was revealed Barnes had been killed in Pendleton. Pendleton police say her husband, Brandon Barnes, strangled her and has been charged with her murder. The couple's two roommates, Kendall Mims and Victoria Tippett, are charged with accessory after the fact.
All right. That is your breaking news from WYFF TV, NBC. And I'm going to talk to you about some of the details about it. Frustrating. And when you hear some of these details, I think you're going to be quite annoyed. Here, this is a bit that annoys me, right? We all knew it was the husband. I don't care what anyone says. I was saying from day one it was odd. He didn't report him missing. This is the second time in just a couple of months we've had a husband not report his significant other or wife missing within like a day, and they both turned up to be charged with their death. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a red flag. If I ever see that again, I'm instantly going to think it's a husband. Like this is what I would compare it to. The woman who went missing, Samantha Murphy in Ballarat in Victoria. Her husband reported her missing later that day after she didn't return home from her exercise. That's why I never thought it was him, because he was so onto it, and he was like, there's something wrong here. She didn't turn up to a thing with her friends, and like he was obviously a husband who knew what was going on with his wife and was concerned when she didn't go to her didn't go to the events that she was planning to go to. You don't report your wife missing for a month, you are instantly on my radar. Like I don't care. Like you've got a boulder of weight to prove otherwise. And it just makes me mad. But this next bit's going to make me even more mad. Kendall Mims and Victoria Tippett are charged with accessory after the fact, obstruction of justice, and neglecting to report a crime. Those are the roommates. They are the people who were supposed to be Jessica's friends. And from what I understood, they didn't like her boyfriend or husband or whatever. They didn't like Brandon. And I find it strange that they were so okay with helping him move her body. And this is what they're being charged with because they helped dispose of Jessica's body. I thought, girlfriends are doing it for each other or whatever, and they're supposed to have each other's backs. And no, okay, because apparently that's not what happened here. Yeah. All right. So apparently there was a 12 p.m. update today. Anderson County Coroner Greg Shaw has confirmed Jessica Barnes was found dead. He sent the following news release on Wednesday afternoon. They said the coroner advised that his office is now involved in the investigation of a woman who has been missing since August, and her body was discovered in Pickens County, South Carolina. They said they advised that initially the investigation was handled by the Pickens County Coroner's Office, where the body was discovered. Late last night, the investigation took a turn and revealed that the victim was apparently killed in Pendleton, South Carolina. Investigators with the Anderson County Coroner's Office, or no, the Anderson County Office of the Coroner, have now been assigned to the case due to that's where the death occurred. Um, he identified the victim as Jessica Barnes. Victim was reported missing on September 10th by her mother, stating that she had not been seen since August 1st. Well, there you go. It was the mum. Sorry, it was the mum that reported her missing in the end. The frick was the husband doing for over a month? Just being like, oh yeah, my wife just goes missing for like 4 weeks. Oh, I don't call it in. I don't care. What? What are you talking about? You've been married less than a year. You should be super worried about where she is and like whatever. Like you should be all over that, not be like, oh yeah, she just disappears for a month. No, I don't buy it. And it says here, investigators from the Pendleton Police Department and SLED searched for Barnes and located her remains in a wooded area in Pickens County on Friday, September 20. The case was initially handled by the Pickens County Coroner's Office. Forensic testing was performed by Clemson Anthropology Department. Interesting. Not heard of an anthropologist doing a lot of this, except for normally they're called in when a body has been buried or put out somewhere for like a long period of a long period of time. And then they also had a forensic odontologist. So that's, yeah, we all know what that is. Confirming that the remains were in fact Jessica Barnes. They said an autopsy was performed by the Pickens County Coroner's Office, and the cause of death has been determined to be asphyxiation by strangulation. The manner of death has been ruled homicide. The investigation is ongoing by the Pendleton Police Department, SLED, and the Pickens County Coroner's Office, and the Anderson County Office of the Coroner. Guys, just get a naming type of thing. You guys are not allowed to have different names, all right? You can't have like Anderson County Office of the Coroner, and the other one can't be called Pickens County Coroner's Office. Just find a naming thing that you guys can all follow throughout all of America. Don't stop doing this. Stop adding words in between stuff. Uh, yeah, I don't want to tell you except for his bull crap interview that he put out last week, trying to say that his wife was a depressed woman. Maybe she was, and that's fine. Just because you're depressed doesn't mean you're going to go do something about it in a negative way. And he tried to paint it like she was grief stricken over the loss of her baby, and that obviously she's run away to deal with that. That was a really low move, and it just shows you the type of person that he is, to come out a week before he's arrested and try paint his missing partner in that kind of way. I think that shows you all you need to know about him. Yeah, it ended up being her mother, because she couldn't get in contact with him, with her and him. She did try to contact him as well, but no no reply really. And they reckon they received text messages that were from Jessica, but they weren't from her. They believe they were probably from him, pretending to be her. So, a divorce could cost over $100. Not $100. DJ says, I read a CNN headline. I did not read the article. There won't be a shortage. Oh my God, there won't be a shortage of $100. Thank the world. I'm glad there will be no shortage of $100. What are you guys talking about? I don't think it had anything to do with them breaking up, and I don't think it had anything to do with like a divorce or anything like that. I think it was, from what I can gather, I think it was some sort of control over the relationship dynamics. Not like a separation as such, more like she was unhappy about certain things, and then they would get into arguments about it, and he was losing control over her. And I think this was the ultimate way of controlling her. Like, that's all it is. I don't think this was about a divorce or whatever, but I get it. You can walk away, right? That's the whole point. We've read 100 million stories about men being killed, women being killed, whoever. The the old adage rings true. Walk away. Costs nothing to walk away, really. You might lose 50% of what you had, but you probably got more than when you started, right? So you're not losing out. It's just mental. You're like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to lose 50%. Yeah, but you built it together. So really, you're leaving with what you built. I never understand this with people. What adults, what, what, what is wrong? What adults have roommates? What is wrong with my voice? Hold on a sec. Bloody hay fever, man. I'm still suffering from it. Still getting it. I still got my Flonase. It does help a lot more, but, every now and then it goes a bit mental. Yeah, what adults have roommates? Man, cost of living is bonkers right now. I'm not gonna judge anyone for having roommates. Sorry, it's so expensive right now. Unless you've got a really good paying job and you can afford to pay rent on your own, then I don't blame anyone for sharing accommodation to bring down, costs. It is so hard out there right now. Renting is, like, bonkers at the moment. Lindy says, "I'm 84 and had a roommate until lately." Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I get what she's saying, like, a newly married couple would probably wanna have a lot of time on their own for what we all think that new couples do. I get that, so, yeah, no, I get what she's trying to say. It does. I have a video of it we can have a look at very quickly. So here, this was that video
And
they
my
released
opinion
last
is
week. Here, let me take the audio away. Where is it? There you go. There you can sort of see the property. There's that weird pool thing that got filled in with soil and grass. Why they did that, I have no idea. You'd have to ask them. But it is a big property. There's a house here. There's a small pool house you can see in the corner, right-hand side here, and then there's another one further down here. There's, like, 3 different little, I don't know what you call it, like, little structures. I don't know if they live in all of them or yeah, there's that one. There's the pool house or whatever they called it. There's that one. And then there's another one. There's the main home, and there's another one. There's, like, 3. All within that little area. There's one here, one there, and I think there's even a shed or something smaller further up. But there you go, you can see the property. But this is the one they were more concerned about was that back one where that pool house thing is. That's where they did a lot of their searching. Um, yeah, what kind of people have roommates? I don't know. People who can't afford the rent, I guess, or renting is mental and expensive. So there's that helicopter overview. See, this was one of the weird things that was reported like late last week or mid last week. They said they previously reported that authorities searched a wooded area near Twin Lakes boat ramp in Pickens County. They said where a vehicle she usually drove was pinged at. So that should have been our first clue. The fact that they were looking outside the county maybe should have been our first clue. Should have been a bit more perceptive. I should have. I'm a bit mad that not that I missed it, we did cover it, but I should have seen it that why the hell would they go out there? Um, I don't know what else to tell you except for with everything that's going on in South Carolina and North Carolina right now, and now you add in this, I actually think they were so lucky to find her last week. Maybe that's why there was a pressure leading into the end of last week because of the hurricane coming. Maybe they were worried that any evidence or anything associated with her body or crime or whatever may be flushed away by the hurricane waters. like by the rain and rising water in a lake or whatever. They may be worried that some of that evidence may have been washed away. Hey, hey guys, hey, how are you? Unbronzed, unbronzed Aussie Laura. Hey, how are you? Did she bomb me again? Is that what they call it? Is it a raid? Are they raiding? It's a hella raid. A hella raid. Is it a hella raid or is it like hella did a raid? Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much to my friend Hella from Excited Utterance. Hope you guys had a great show over there earlier today, talking about the trial. I know she's very excited about that trial. I, I don't think it can arise soon enough for her. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's all right. Ah, it's all right. I did not freak out this time. I knew that it was happening. I knew it was happening. Brad said this is why people disable raids. It's all right, guys. It's all right. It's all right. I know who sent it. It's fine. It's all good. Lots of your LawTube chatters have difficulty getting maybe 100 watching. Wow, my microphone keeps breaking. All right, we got to keep going. We got to keep going with the show. But hey, good to see you. Let me read out a few names. Hey, Bob and Brad. Who's this? MLS, making law simple. I hope you do make law simple because I never understand it. Mavka, hey, good to see you. Diana, hey, Diana. We had a Diana that used to come here. Mamma Mia, that's my friend. Hey, how are you? Kay, hey, Kay. Who else have we got? I think that's it. Did I get everyone? Did I say hello to all the peoples? I think so. Oh, and unbronzed Aussie Laura. Good to see ya. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So yeah, when we look at this, we look at the Kendall Mims and Victoria Tippett charges, the accessory after the fact, obstruction of justice, and neglect in reporting a crime. It's it's one thing when a husband hurts his wife, right? We've seen that a million times. It's an old. It doesn't make it any better, but we've seen it before. This is odd. The fact that he would be able to rope those roommates or people who share the property or whatever, if he's able to rope them in to disposing of a body, under what circumstances? I want to see those documents from the police department. We may have to do a freedom of information request for this because I want to know what they said in their interviews or under what circumstances were they okay with helping Brandon dispose of his wife's body? Under what threat? Did he threat to kill them, or they just didn't like her and they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll help you take a body to Pickens County and dump it by a lake. No worries. We're cool with that." I question someone who's cool with taking a body in a car and dumping it. Let me check over here. I want to check our friends Law and Crime because they might have a little bit something. Oh, we have some photos of these people. I like photos because we can see. Look how disappointed they look. They look very sad behind bars, and so you should. Look at this face. Why is he pouting? What are you pouting for, buddy? You knew this was coming. We all saw you in that interview last week. Tried to play concerned boyfriend. Well, now you can play concerned inmate. That's what you can do. You can play concerned inmate. You too, ladies. You too, ladies. You can play concerned inmate. You should have had your sister's back. What are you doing? What are you doing helping this loser? Don't help him. You should have helped her. I thought this whole thing, we read notes that said that according to Jessica, I think, these two didn't like him. So how did that work? That's what, yeah, there's still questions here that we need answering. Here it says the human remains discovered in Twin Lakes about 5 miles away from Pendleton. All right, let's have a look. I want to have a look at this area. Pendleton. Twin Lakes campground? All right, we could have a look there. Nah, that doesn't help me. Yeah, let's go here. Pendleton. I think it's Pickens County. Let's have a look at that. So apparently it's like a camp there's a campground there according to my, searching. What'd they say? Twin Lakes? Okay, there is a giant lake there in Pickens County. I'm surprised. Yeah, here it is. So apparently there is a bit of a area. I'm not sure what road. Did they give us a road? Nah, they didn't give us a road. Yeah, no, they didn't give us a road, but this is sort of the area, I guess. And if we zoom out, it is a large area for a waterway. Look at that. Sort of gets into everywhere. There's all millions of campgrounds all around here too. But where if we zoom out, where is it from Pendleton? So there's Pendleton right there. So it is just a few minutes away. They were over here in Pendleton. Her body was found somewhere over here, near Twin Lakes in Pickens County. So they cross county lines, and that's why originally it went to the other county's coroner's office. Then when they found out, well, her body was dumped here, but she was actually killed over in Pendleton, it got transferred back. So there you go. There you go. Complexities of law. Yeah. Us Americans had trouble with Hella's accent. My name is Peen. All right. You can call me Peen. Big Peen in the house. I love Hella. She's amazing. She can mispronounce my name all she wants. Martina says we were on Hella channel and there was some misunderstanding on the spelling of ping. All good. It just shows you the diversity of accents in this country or further abroad. What is a peen raid? That is where Stephen Stearns goes to OnlyFans. No, no, sorry, that's a different story. That's a completely different story. Ping, stay on topic. That's a different. That's for another day. All right. What else do we have here? Yeah. So when we read in the other article about a what do they call it? An odontologist. So it's basically dental. So she was identified via dental records. They didn't do DNA by the looks of it. Just dental request, and I'm just having a look here. Does it say anything else? Just says those remains were confirmed through dental records to be those of Jessica Barnes. Okay, so they didn't do why did they call an, anthropologist then? That's interesting. So was she buried? That's what I wonder. Whenever I hear that they called out an anthropologist, it tells me that she may have been put under something, like, in the ground, because normally they call them out for remains that have been in the ground or, exposed to the elements for a period of time where they need someone to tell them, "Oh, we believe they might have been uh, decomp might have been advanced by this or that, and these kind of conditions do X, Y, and Z." So that when I hear that, it's very interesting. I wonder if they did try and put her in a shallow grave because that is, yeah. What university was it? Pickens County? No, not Pickens County. They called a oh, here. The Clemson, like Clemson football, like Tigers football. The Clemson Anthropology Department and Criminal Justice. Okay, sociology, anthropology, and criminal justice at Clemson University. So they all live in the same the same hall apparently. Why? I don't know. I don't go there. Got no idea. What do they say here? The Department of Sociology, Anthropology, and Criminal Justice is situated squarely at the crossroads of social and behavioral sciences, natural sciences, and the humanities. This is a place where the sciences come face to face with the human condition. Oh man, I hate when that happens. By providing a rich understanding of the development of human systems and emphasizing rigorous empirical methods. Okay. We are preparing our students to become leaders at the forefront of positive social change. That's a very weird message. Whether you choose to pursue a career in the public, private, or non-profit sector, I often like to advance my career for the profit sector. The other one, you don't get a lot of money. The knowledge and skills you obtain here will help you become a driving force in your chosen field. Yes, I like to work as a nonprofit person. Ah, guys, 1 minute. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. It's morning time here in Australia, which means postmen are always dropping by. Later on in the show, we'll play another game of what is in the package. Yeah. What is in the package? It kind of sounds weird here. What is that? What is that? Can anyone tell me? All right, back to the case. So yeah, the anthropology department, Clemson. Interesting. I find that I wonder if we'll find out more about why they called them out. Like we know why the forensic odontologist came out because of dental records. But the anthropology, that's very interesting. They don't tend to get called out unless it's the cases where I've seen it have been, like I said, people have been buried or submerged, something like that, where um, they need help with timelines and things like that. How long would this have been here to look like this? Or if the remains were found like in this particular location, what factors work into like the degradation and stuff like that. That's what I've seen it in. Like I can give you an example. There was a case in Florida where a girl went missing in 1999 or something like that. She ended up being buried under a trailer home. And then later on, a person bought that property, had no idea that 30 years ago or 25 years ago, someone had buried a young woman's body on the property. And without knowing that, they actually put down a concrete pad on the property to put another mobile home because originally it was just dirt. Like, so they had the mobile home there, but it was just soil and dirt underneath. And what the guy did at the time was he cut a hole in the floor, lifted it up, put the woman's remains under it for a period of time. Then later on, I think he buried her under there after he cut a hole in the floor of the trailer home. And then, yeah, many years later, someone bought the property, had no idea there was a body on it, laid down a concrete slab, and then put a trailer home on top of the concrete slab. So to be able to remove the victim's remains, they had to call in a anthropologist and a crane and all this stuff because they had to get the okay from the owner to be able to one, remove the mobile home. Okay, fairly easy. And then two, destroy his concrete pad that he put in, which is apparently like a $20,000 job. And what they did was they had to break it off and destroy it, remove the remains, and then they had to build him a new one. He was compensated to allow for that to happen, for them to be able to find the remains. And one of the people that spoke at that particular press conference was a forensic anthropologist, and she did that press conference to explain how their planning had gone into it, working in such an extreme environment of having to have so many obstacles. Like, oh, we had a concrete pad, and then we had to do this, and we didn't want to have to dig in like 50 different locations to try and find her. So we were like, well, what can we use around us and the information we have that we gathered, back in the original investigation, to narrow down our search area so our likelihood of success without, you know, trying to bring in a backhoe or something would be much, much quicker. And yeah, she did a great interview for that. One day, maybe I'll show it to you. It was, so that's the kind of cases I've seen it brought in. So interesting. It's not often I see it that often that they bring them in. Martina, hey Martina, how are you? They can tell age if it's been a teenager or an old person. Yeah, so they do a lot of that type of thing, age, female sex, that type of thing. But they do a great job. It's not often I've seen them though. Maybe they do it at the coroner's office, but I never see them get called out to the site that often. Oh, it's been hot. That is a good point, being that it's, like, fricking freezing here. Oh, okay. Someone just sent me a message saying, "We sent you a replacement item," and I'm like, "Of what?" Penguin says, "Was there a late show yesterday? I couldn't find it." No, the stupid builders were here until, like, 5 o'clock in the evening drilling in my wall here. Sounded like I don't by the end of the day, my nerves were so frayed from the stupid drilling. I was like, "No, no show. I'm not gonna come on again. I'm just gonna leave it until tomorrow when I can calm down and uh, come back fresh," because that was freaking annoying. You imagine this? It was this wall right here on the other side. My neighbor was putting in an air conditioning unit or something like that, and they had to drill through this wall. This wall, can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear it, but it is seriously like solid concrete. It's like solid. It has brick on the inside, then on the outside it has a concrete layer on the outside. I don't know what you call that. I'm not a builder, but it is super super thick. And I've had a workman try and drill through it before, and the guy got about a quarter of the way through it, even with a an impact drill, and his hands were like shaking by like a quarter of the way through. Like it's a really crazy wall to get through, and they had to drill like 10 different holes in the other side of it yesterday. So it was loud as hell and freaking annoying. So you're late. I don't think you're late. I think you sent all your friends here though. They weren't late. They came here like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago. Hey, Hella, how are you, my sweet friend? It's good to see you. It did work. They all turned up. Many more people this time. Your numbers are growing. Where will you be in a few months' time? You may have an army. You may have an army. You may be able to take over a small country. Maybe. Like New Zealand. You may be able to do a raid on New Zealand and then steal all their sheep. You may be able to do that. It worked. Yeah. Hey guys, I really appreciate it. I often send my guys and over to Hella, and then she does it to me, and uh, we try and share resources a little bit. Very different types of shows. We do a lot of breaking news here, more breaking news, current like stories that are like sort of happening every day. So we give you the latest headlines and updates in different cases. I think Hella does a little bit of that, but she likes to follow them sort of all the way through. So a little bit different, but hey, two ways to do it. Nice. Nice, good. I'm glad you had a nice stream. They found the pain. We have located the pain. Everyone stand down. The pain has been located. All right. All right. So that's about it for today. I hope to still have an interview with someone. And I guess I can tell you now because it's not going to be any sort of like big surprise. The person I had lined up for an interview is a person from a news agency, or I don't know what you guys call it in America, a news station, someone that was working on the Jessica Barnes story. Now, I haven't heard back from him since this news broke. I did send them an email this morning when I got up and realized all this happened overnight. But I can tell you that she sent me an email a couple of days ago confirming that we can do an interview later in the week and stuff like that. And I picked up on something in her email, and she said to me, "Oh, maybe something like Thursday or after Thursday, because she's like, "We're expecting news." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, in a couple of days, there'll be news." So people that were in the industry, like, media reporters or whatever, or journalists, that's not what she is. She has a different title. I will tell you what that is when I interview her. Um, but people who work for news stations, they knew something was coming. They definitely knew that there was supposed to be something happening this week with this particular case, and she sort of tipped me off to it a couple of days ago, saying that there was something coming. She didn't say what. She just said that there was news coming before Thursday, and it did. Wednesday during the day, we got this big news outbreak. Or outbreak? It's an outbreak of news. Everyone be worried. No, it's a breaking news. We got this breaking news, not an outbreak. That would be scary. Have an outbreak of news? What would you do? How would you solve that? Who would we look to? We might have to look to that guy from that, what's his name? News Nation. What do they call him? News Daddy. We might have to look to him to save us from a news outbreak. All right, so there we go. Let's look at these dumb people photos again. Let me see if I can blow this up because they look thrilled to be arrested. They look so happy. Well, that's what you get for being stupid. Like, play stupid games, win very stupid prizes, and have to wear very ugly shirts. Why are they in black shirts? I want to know why they're in black shirts. That's what I want to know. Hold on, guys. I'm going to drop this down. There we go. That's better. It's killing my back. It's breaking news. It's breaking news. It's an outbreak of news. They heard me say your name wrong. They did. That's that happens. That's okay. They can call me Big Peen. It's like a rapper's name. It's a cape. It looks like they're just all wearing the same t-shirt from Fruit of the Loom. It's like, hey, we got them in a 5-pack, and that's how we give them out to the inmates. We have to, we can't be spending money on brand name t-shirts. Contamination. Hey, Gizmo, how are you? Yeah, Brian Enton, News Daddy. I know he hates that. He hates when people call him that, but I reckon it's a great name. DJ says they are in black shirts because they are in line for a haircut. Is that what's happening? What kind of haircut? Like from the neck area up? Is that what they're going to do? Just going to start here? Hey, Peekaboo, how are you, my sweet friend? It looks like a salon cape. It's probably, I suspect, their clothes were probably taken, and this might be probably something they do when they take the photos, so they're all the same, so that you only see from the neck to, like, up here. It's probably so all their photos look exactly the same in the database, like, if that makes sense. Or it could be a spit guard. Maybe they're like, "Hey, don't spit on us." Yeah, I think it's so they all look generic, basically, except for the neck to the top. It's a what? Oh, her puppy dog? Yeah. I don't know what it's called. It might be called a Japanese Spitz. I don't know if that is what it's called, but it could be. Yeah. I like DJ's idea that they're all getting a free haircut from the sheriff's office. That might be true. They're so young too. You think of this, and the first thing that I notice is that they're all really, really, really young, right? Jessica, very early 20s. These guys, very early 20s. It's a very difficult. I think back to when I was 20, and I was like, could I have mentally worked through this and be like, okay, I'm in the station now. I'm being charged with an accessory for dumping my friend's body. Like that would be a very heavy headspace, but they have no one to blame but themselves. So, an American Eskimo. Rachel says, I want to know what happened here. Did he want to be with the roommates? I heard these two were a couple, but I could be wrong. I don't want to misgender, sexualize, whatever you want to call it. I heard these two were together, but I don't want to say I don't want to misorientation someone or whatever you want to call it. But I heard these two were a couple, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. That's what I heard. Okay, let me go here. Yeah, so according to the arrest affidavit, Brandon Barnes killed Jessica on August 2nd by using his arms to strangle her to death. The defendant did admit to the murder after being advised of a Miranda. So he got Miranda righted and then he admitted to his crime. So he's not very clever. I mean, we don't like to stick up for criminals, but what do they tell you when you go into a law enforcement office? Make sure you get a lawyer. I wouldn't be admitting to anything, even though it's good for the case and it means it'll probably go very easy at trial. But It just tells me that he's not a very clever guy. It says here Tippett is accused of witnessing the murder and helping Brandon Barnes get rid of his wife's body. According to a probable cause affidavit, Tippett failed to tell law enforcement about the murder, and she did admit to disposing of the victim's body to obstruct justice of murder by defendant Brandon Barnes. The defendant did admit to law enforcement to the incident after being advised of his Miranda rights. And they said Mims did render assistance to Barnes to avoid the consequences of his crime. Okay. The affidavit said by helping Brandon dispose of Jessica's body, she too admitted this to investigators, according to the affidavit. A separate one says that in addition to helping Brandon get rid of Jessica's body, Mims did have multiple opportunities to report the murder to law enforcement and failed to do so. What a great friend. Brandon is charged with murder while Tippett and Mims are being charged with accessory after the fact, obstruction of justice, and neglecting to report a crime. Which one is the felony count here? I'm guessing accessory after the fact. These other two will probably be, they might be felony too, but I'd say this is probably going to be the biggest. Accessory after the fact in, let's see, South Carolina law. Let's see what the penalty unit for this is in South Carolina legislature. Yeah. It says whoever becomes an accessory to a felony after the fact may be indicted, convicted, and punished, whether the principal felon has or not been previously convicted or is not amendable to justice by any court having jurisdiction to try the principal felon, and either in the county in which such a person became an accessory or in the county in which the principal felony was committed. What is the actual change of venue application? No, we don't want that. What is the max penalty for this? Hold on. What is the penalty unit? In Australia, we call this a penalty unit. So a penalty unit is sort of like what what you could look at, but in America they just sort of say, 5 to 8 or whatever. But in Australia we use penalty units for a lot of different things. All right, penalty. Accessory after the fact. Let's go to Stuart Kent Law Firm, whoever that is, and let's see what they have to say about this in South Carolina. Why? What are the differences? No, we don't want that. What are the penalties? The penalties for accessory charges can differ based on the jurisdiction and the seriousness of the underlying crime. Well, if it's accessory to murder, I think it's pretty serious. If convicted as an accessory after the fact, there can be significant legal consequences. Well, you'd hope so. These may include fines. Oh my God, a fine. Probation. Oh my God. Community service or imprisonment. If they got community service, you better hope they not send them to that lake to do some cleanup. They're saying here the severity of the penalties may escalate if the underlying crime is more severe or if the accessory had a significant role in assisting the offender. What is the significant role? Is that like saying, well, he strangled her to death and she held his hand while he did it, so therefore she played a significant role in the asphyxiation, or the fact that she helped move the body, is that just as serious? I would say yes. What it did was it delayed the identification of the crime and it delayed in recovering her remains for almost 2 months or about 7 weeks. That's pretty serious to me. Because that takes away from the family too. If she had died that day and they sort of found her, they could have a funeral for her still and like have open casket, possibly that type of thing, say goodbye to her. And I think when you dump her at a lake and then you're looking at South Carolina weather, it's so humid, the decomposition rate speeds up. The chance of having some sort of like significant goodbye to her where you can like touch her and say goodbye and see her one last time, that's gone. It's out the window. And that takes away from the family. I think to me, that's one of the big things. If I was in a jury or the court or whatever, that would be one of the things in sentencing I would think of, especially for the people who have the charge of accessory because it delayed that. And that brings more pain to the family where those things can't ever be replaced. You can't ever make up for that. There's nothing you can like you can't make up for murder either, but just in the accessory one, you can't ever replace that for the family. There's nothing you can ever do in your life to give them that goodbye again. And yeah, just throw the book at them. Throw the book at them. Like it gives more suffering to the family. Could be a poly thing. I haven't heard that, but you might be right. There was some relationship stuff in the letter. Oh, do we still have it? Let me see. Is it this? What is this? No, it's not that. We did have a letter. I don't know if I still have it. Let me see. Give me give give me 1 second. I just want to see if I still have it. There was a letter that Brandon gave to the media last week that it detailed some of their relationship. Let me see if I still have it. I should name my files a lot better instead of just naming them 900, you know, numbers. Like it makes it harder to find them when you need them. It should look like a photo. This one? No, that's a district court's something else for Stephen Stearns. All right, give me a sec. I'll find it. It was on a web page, and I'll show you because it kind of details a little bit about their married life. Letter. Is it in the Sun article? You know, today when this news coming out, all I can think of is her mum. Her mum was one of the big driving forces, trying to find her daughter. She's the one who reported her missing. She's the one who reached out to true crime people. She's the one who tried to get her daughter's name out there and keep it in the media to advance the investigation. And when they got close a couple of weeks ago, their entire tone changed. Before that, they were very open. They would tell you anything. They would comment on just about anything. And then all of a sudden, overnight, they just clammed up. They released a really weird statement that seemed to come from a police officer. It was all like, "Oh, we're very respectful of the investigation, and the Pendleton police are such great people." And it was really odd, very different from the language they used every other time. Let me see if I can find that letter that Brandon gave out to the media. Aha, here it is. By the way, it's from my friends at Fitz News. Fitz News and Jen Wood. I've never heard of that person before. Who's Jen Wood? Never heard of her. I think she's a great person. Who is she? All right, here we go. So it's a little blurry. But this is what he gave to the media last week. And it says, Dear Brandon, the love of my life. And this was dated the 4th of July, 2024. And they talk about how they've been through so much in their first year together, first year of married life. And that she says she's so grateful that I love you so much, baby. Thank you for sticking by my side and loving me when it's so hard to love me. So we had a son, got married. So they lost a baby earlier this year, unfortunately. She had a stillbirth baby. And it talks about that here. It's just so hard to read this silly thing. Uh, they say that after the death of the child that was stillbirth, they came out the other side stronger and they want to stick together through anything. And she says, they say, God put you in my life for a reason, and I will never let go of you. I plan on writing these letters, 10 of them, for something every year, for the first 10 years of our beautiful life that we are starting together. She says, I could never picture starting a life with anyone else but you, and I love you so much. I am blessed to be your wife. A year ago today, I asked you to be my something, probably a partner or something, I don't know, husband. And I'm so happy you love me through all my imperfections and flaws. You call me beautiful when when you know I feel low. Okay. And held me tight in your sleep. And then she says, "You are the best thing that ever happened to me, and I wanna let you I won't let you slip away." This letter's so hard to read. She says, When you'll get this letter, you'll be 21." Wait, yeah. When you get no, no. When you get this letter, you'll be 31. Right now, you're 21. So she's saying in 10 years' time, I'll give you this letter after 10 years of marriage. She says, and working 2 jobs almost every day in fast food. I wish I had more time with you, but I know you're working hard for us and our future children. And even Kendall, even though she doesn't see it or show much appreciation, I know she is grateful too. You amaze me with your something to keep moving forward after our angel passed. We're just talking about the child they had that died. And never giving up on me or our family. You are the smartest 21-year-old when it comes to investing and saving because you're thinking about your future self. And I admire that. My love for you is so deep. And even when I'm mad, I always love you. And I will love you more every day. Today has been hard because it's a 1 year anniversary and it's already 3:18 p.m. and I only got to see you for a few minutes. One day you'll something. One day you'll know I like small heartfelt things, but for now, something I'll put up with you. 50-pound BS. It's hard to. It goes real blurry. But there you go. This you can hear a little bit about like what she wrote. And he gave this to the media last week, trying to show people her mindset 1 month before she went missing. So you guys can tell me what you think. I think we came to the conclusion that she was, we felt she was still very much struggling with the death of her child, and almost like she felt bad for being sad. And that's sort of the impression we got from it. But you guys may come up with a different impression. But that's the letter that was released last week. Sorry, it's got some jumps in it because it's so freaking blurry. Nana Lana says they had a stillbirth, and instead of loving her and staying by her, he got rid of her. Right? I mean, how sad. In some ways, it's horrible to say, but if that child lived, if this still happened, how awful. They would have a dad in jail for the murder of the mom, and they would have no parents. I never figured that out, and that is something I'll ask my contact, the person I'm gonna interview. I will ask them if they know who Kendall is, because I don't know, I've never seen that name brought up before, but there is an interview that he did on a different news channel. What was it called? He did an interview on where is that? Oh, Blunt Force Media. I have no idea what that is. What is Blunt Force Media? Oh, it's like a true crime channel or something? What is this? Oh, he did a YouTube video on this. Let me have a look. I'm just gonna click their channel because I've never heard of them. They have 9 subscribers. 9 subscribers? They had like a press conference today. I have no idea who this is. Maybe it's like a local news channel. Here, who is Blunt Force Media? We provide in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of crime-related news. Okay. crimedesk.live/podcast. Unsolved. Never heard of them. And they have 9 subscribers on their YouTube channel. They must be like a podcast or something. Let me have a look. Let's go to their website. Does their website work? Yeah, sure, it does. But it doesn't look like they've updated for this particular case. Who are they? I have no idea. No idea. Looks like they haven't updated their stories in a while for this. But on their news channel, they did have this, a police press conference from today. I don't think I can pinch it from them if they filmed it, but
We know that she's better over there than here. She's not with her abuse anymore, and she's in heaven with Jesus. And I thank God.
I'm gonna stop that because I don't want to steal their content if they filmed it. Like that's not fair. What I will do is I will reach out to them and I will see if they'll let me use a copy of this particular thing. I don't know where it came from, but I'll reach out to them and see if they'll let me use it. We'll put it on the late show today if I can get a reply. But yeah, there you go. If you want to watch it, head to Blunt Force Media on YouTube. You can watch it after the show if you want. Angela, you changed your name. Now you put Gayla in it. Rachel, I'm not sure. That's what I assumed. I assumed it was a roommate. Like originally when I heard that name, I just assumed it was one of the roommates' names. But it doesn't seem so because they only had 2 roommates, right? It's Ping going mental. You guys are now confusing me. You guys sometimes spin me around and you're like, "Wait, do I know what I'm talking about?" You guys do that to me sometimes. You rattle me because then I start thinking I don't know what I know. Let's see. Oh, oh, what are we talking about? We are all like, how much crack cocaine did we all smoke today? Put your hand up. We must have smoked pounds of it because the name Kendall Mims is right here. Ping. No more crack cocaine before you come on the show, okay? No more. No more. So one of the arrested women is Victoria Tippett, and the other one is Kendall Mims. So there you go. There you go. See what I say about you guys spinning me around sometimes? And I'm like, wait, do I know? Do I know what's going on? She is a roommate. There you go. Far out. Okay. Thanks, Angela. But there you go. That's who the Kendall in the letter is. So what is it? Yeah, see, this is the thing here. And even Kendall, even though she doesn't see it or show much appreciation, I know she is grateful too. That kind of tells me that Kendall doesn't like him. And that's why I find it so strange. Like it seems like Kendall's more friends with her, not him. And I find that weird that she's so okay with dumping her body and helping him move the remains of, their roommate's wife. There's something else here that I feel like there's some other interpersonal relationship stuff here that we obviously don't know about yet, and it may be in these affidavits that we just don't have access to yet. Because it's just odd. You get one impression from this. We don't even know if this is real. Like, let's just hold on a second. I said this last time. We don't even know if she wrote this, and the fact that he's already accused of faking phone calls, text messages, pretending to be her. I wouldn't put it past him to write some letter where it makes it sound like he's the greatest man on earth. Like, would you? This guy killed his wife. Like, would you put it past him to write some crazy letter and then hand it to the media? I wouldn't. I would think that's probably par for the course. So let's just all slow our roll. But there is some interesting dynamics here because, yeah, it makes it seem like in here that Kendall doesn't like him at all. And I find that strange that she wouldn't just go to the police and report that he had committed a crime and that she needs protection from him so he doesn't do the same thing to her and her other friend. So there's something else here. Like, why were they so okay with moving the body? It's just something odd. Rachel says, now we know. I feel kind of dumb now. You feel dumb? I'm the one with the YouTube show. I'm the one with the YouTube channel. And I was like, what are you talking about, Kendall this and Kendall that? You guys. You guys. All right. All right. We're gonna leave that for now. I hope to be able to have that press conference a little later. I want to talk about Austin King for a second. So now it has come out officially, not just through the family, but through Yellowstone Services, that it is now a recovery mission. Now, we heard that a couple of days ago, um, but they wouldn't confirm it. Well, now they are confirming it, that the search and rescue for Austin King is now being scaled back and is now considered a recovery mission. So they assume he is deceased and they are looking for a body. I mean, I think we all kind of figured that after he didn't appear after about a few days or a week or so. I think that seemed like a natural sort of next step, but it is still very sad to hear that. But they have done a crap load of searching on that mountain, and it is very strange that they can't find him. So let me grab this update for you. Is it from this one? Sure, we can use this one. We can use this one. Oh, wait, they did an updated map. Look at this. This is their updated map. They've added drones, where the drones have been going. The red one is people on foot, so ground search crew, and then the blue one is crewed aviation, aka helicopter. And you can see, look at the amount of area they have covered looking for him. He has to be around here though, because he went from the peak to the campsite, or sorry, went from his campsite to the pass to the peak. So if he was going back, he would probably do the same, right? From the peak to the pass to his campsite down here near Howe River. They have searched everywhere. Look, you can just tell. Look at all these search pattern lines. And like I said the other week, they're all in the valleys. Look how heavy the lines are through the valley areas. These are all higher elevation, and especially up here, they're not as dense. But you look in these where there's any type of lower terrain, there's like crap loads of lines through it. So that tells me that unfortunately, I think they one of their theories might be that he fell, that he tripped and fell or something like that. He got knocked off the mountain. But you can see just like how you can see the heaviest search areas right here. And the reason for that would be, if I remember correctly, the pass is like right here somewhere and the peak is here. So between the peak and the pass would be the one area you'd look at, because they don't believe he made it back to camp down here. So where would the first place you look be? Well, anywhere from the top of the mountain to the sort of last flat area before you go up, which is the pass area. That's where you would look, right? You would look between here and here. This would be the last point of contact. When he got to the top here, he rang family and friends to tell them that he had made it up the mountain and succeeded in summiting Eagle Peak. But he did report that the weather was degrading. He said that there was sleet and snow and rain, heavy winds. The conditions were not good when he was up there. It wasn't like a spring day. But there you go. There's an updated search and rescue map for him. They saying searchers have reportedly not found any definitive clues as to King's whereabouts. Like all I know is that they found his campsite, but that's all. They said despite significant search efforts over the last week and a half, we have not been able to locate Austin. Although we will continue to hope for the best, I want to extend my deepest sympathies to Austin's family, friends, and colleagues. I also want to thank the teams from Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks and the Park and Teton counties and Wyoming, who have all worked tirelessly to find Austin in some of the most difficult and remote terrain in Yellowstone. Yeah, it's brutal. And now they're saying that. Okay, so Yellowstone National Park said in the release that limited search efforts will continue into the foreseeable future as conditions warrant. So no more 100 people, no more like 4 helicopters, no, you know, just 10 different teams looking around the mountain. It sounds like to me that they believe they have covered a significant amount of terrain, and that if he was able to be found where they looked, they would have found him. And they don't know why they haven't located him yet. But there are parts of the park I was reading about that even surrounding Eagle Peak are inaccessible to humans. Like, not, no, sorry, that's the wrong word. Not inaccessible, but extremely difficult to get into. And maybe he went in there and they can't see him. Maybe he fell behind a rock cliff. You never know. And there's people that they've looked for before, never found. Next spring comes along, they go out there and they're like, "Oh, hey, he's right here." It's happened like about a million times before. So let me play this little video of Austin. Yeah, that's not going to play. I can already tell it's giving me the swirly. Oh, maybe it is. No, it's not going to play. It does this weird thing where it just does this for like 9 hours and does nothing. I'll find you a different video for Austin. It's very sad. Young, fit man went on like about a week hike through the park trying to summit Eagle Peak and just never made it home. I think that's tragic, especially for a guy who was trying to, like, have fun out there, be fit and active, and try and uh, look through the national wonders of the USA, try and get out into the wilderness and do something like better than going out and smoking a pound of weed and taking a key of coke or something, although that sounds fun. But this is like a healthy, active lifestyle, and unfortunately, he may have succumbed to his adventurous spirit. Let's play the video.
The worry continues tonight for a local family. It's been nearly 2 weeks since loved ones have heard from a young man from Winona. 22-year-old Austin King went on a solo hike in a remote corner of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. King's father tells our Renee Cooper he made it to the top of the highest peak in the expansive park, but that was the last time anyone's heard from him, and crews have been searching for him ever since.
All I do is wait hour by hour and minute by minute. I'm not going to give up until I get that call.
Brian King Henke has been leaning on hope as the days pass without word from his 22-year-old son. Austin King is his oldest, known for his big heart and natural athleticism.
He come up to you as a total stranger, and you guys would leave as friends.
King is a triathlon winner and full of outdoor survival skills, his dad says. Skills he took out to Yellowstone National Park, where he's been working recently.
He was in his element.
This month, taking on his toughest hike yet. Were you nervous when he said he was going to do that, or?
No, I said, hey, man, just send me a picture. Call me, because I never want to hold any of my kids back. I always told them, hey, go do it.
King Henke says the last time anyone heard from his son is when he called his mom from the top of Eagle Peak. That was on September 17th.
And the last thing he said on there, he's like, let's do this. He's heading down.
The search effort kicked off 3 days later when King didn't arrive for a pickup. Pictures from the Park Service show the expansive and hazardous remote region where King summited more than 11,000 feet. Nearly 100 crew members from multiple agencies have been searching on the ground and in the air for the last 10 days.
You're talking between 400 and 500 square miles that they're dealing with right now.
As King Henke holds on to hope, the Park Service is asking for the public's assistance.
The tip lines that they need to call if they have any tips, or if they know anything about that mountain or any ideas, we just need to bring them home. Because he has so much more to live.
In Winona, Renee Cooper, 5 Eyewitness News.
So I don't know what you think, but I think it's pretty sad that they couldn't find him within how long they've been searching for, about 10 days or something like that. It's been a while since it's been about a week or so. Yeah, no, I was right the first time. Ping, don't second guess yourself. 11 days they've been looking for him so far and been unable to find him. tourist. He worked at the park, so I don't think he's a tourist. He worked for a company on the other side of Yellowstone Lake, and he worked there for quite a period of time. So he's not a tourist. He's not exactly a. Or would you call him a local? Maybe he's from a different area. Like that's where his family lives, but he's been up there for quite a period of time. Nonalina says huge mountains make a man look like a dot. There was a photo of the search party. Let me see if I can find it, and you can barely see them on the mountain. Let me see if I can find it. Yellowstone. One of their original photos they put out has the searchers up the mountain, and you can't even see like. Oh, sorry. We have to watch this. Hold on. So they put out this video. Check this out. Sorry, we'll go back to the other thing. I want to show you this. Look at this. Apparently, a black diamond pool thermal explosion. Wow, that was pretty cool. All right, let's go back. It looks like looks like that chemical explosion in Atlanta. All right, where is that photo? Let's go down here. Is it that one? Here. Let me reboot that. The searchers are here. You can barely see them against the mountaintop. Like, look at this. They're as big as my mouse pointer. Look at that. Maybe they're even like a tiny bit smaller. They look absolute like ants. That's what they look like. They're very tiny. They just look so little. And this is the area they got to search for him. So you can imagine, and you can see, look, the snow is still on the mountain, and who knows? There's another dude looking for him. He's search and rescue, trying to use binoculars or I don't know what that is. Maybe some sort of rangefinder, trying to have a look through it and see if they can see a distress signal, any fire, any smoke. There's the 2 helicopters they had. They even had their own fuel tank to come and refuel in this area because there's nowhere else nearby that they could refuel. But so far, including all these lovely people who came out to look for him, have not been able to locate him. Over 100 searchers took up the opportunity to go look for someone they didn't know, and so far have not succeeded in being able to locate him, which is very sad. Here, to date, more than 100 personnel, including 2 helicopters, a search dog team, ground teams with spotting scopes, trackers, and a drone, have searched more than 3,225 miles by air and ground at elevations ranging from 11,350 feet to 8,400 feet. Unfortunately, they have not found any definitive clues as to King's current whereabouts. They saying King was an employee of Xanterra Parks and Resorts, a private business authorized to operate in Yellowstone, failed to arrive for his boat pickup near Yellowstone Lake, southeast arm, on the afternoon of September 20, after his planned 7-day solo backcountry trip to summit Eagle Peak, the highest point in Yellowstone National Park. They say limited search efforts will continue into the foreseeable future as conditions warrant. The park does not expect to provide further updates unless a notable change occurs. They said despite significant search efforts over the past week and a half, we have not been able to locate Austin. Although we will continue to hope for the best, I want to extend my deepest sympathies to Austin's family, friends, and colleagues. I also want to thank the teams from Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks. So there you go. Still over for a while, they have not been able to locate him. Guys, give me 1 second. I just want to fix something. Hold on. Sorry about that. My cats were being very naughty, and I was like, if I don't fix it now, my house may not survive. Hey, Caspar. He was a tourist because he went out alone. Legitimate locals know to never do that alone. Well, or they take a EPIRB with them. I know that people who know what they're doing will take a what do you call it? Like a rescue thing. Like if you get lost or whatever, it has a GPS ping on it that'll just it'll tell the rescuers where you are. Normally, you can pick them up from the ranger station for free. Sometimes they allow you to hire them. It depends what park it is, but it makes it easier if you get lost or you uh you know get reported missing. They can set it off and try and find you. So very interesting that he didn't have something like that. Backcountry normally means outside the ski resort area, the Jackson Hole area. Okay, well, it is a giant mountain. I would suspect that people aren't skiing on it. Peekaboo says, yeah, GPS don't work in places like that. Satellite is better and an emergency beacon. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm surprised that he didn't have one. They do normally just give them out at the ranger station. And he did visit a ranger station on his way up the mountain. Let me find this. Yep. Let me show you. He went up through here. Wyoming, yep. Okay. All right, so here's Eagle Peak. There's the pass. So this is where a lot of people take photos before they go up the final ascent up the mountain and summit the mountain. This is sort of like the last, not low lying, but it's less vertical than going up through here. And that's sort of like the last place a lot of people take photos before the hiking gets really hard. We watched a video of two guys doing this hike, and they did it in really nice weather, and even they were slipping, struggling, trying to get through places. Some places, the walkway is only about a foot wide in some locations, so it can be a bit of a hard climb. This is where his campsite was located, Howe Creek 6D8. But he on his way up to this campsite, he visited a ranger station. Where is it? Is it down here? Wait. Maybe I gotta find it again. Is it down there? Not that one. Not that one. Aha, here it is. There's a little ranger station right here, and he visited this one. This is called Howe Fork Cabin Trail. I'm pretty sure it's this one, and he visited just before he made his camp up here. It was he told them this is where he was going to camp. So he went up there and then he camped here. So a little further up. So on his way up to this campsite was where they found his belongings. He did pass that ranger hut, which is down here. And he spoke to them, told them, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm surprised maybe they didn't have something. They might have asked him, hey, do you have a GPS or a satellite tag? But hey, you can't police everyone. So there you go. There's the trip up, and then found his stuff there. He continued up here, made it to the pass up through here, and then he went from the pass, and I don't know what the track is up through here, and then he made it up here to the summit of Eagle Peak, rang family and friends, and told them he did it. And I think the peak's actually here, if I remember correctly from the video. It's like somewhere around here. Because there's a little box up here we saw on the video. When you get up there, you can write a little note and, hey, my name is Austin, and I did this on September 12th or whatever, and it was really bad weather. Hey, this is my Facebook. Hit me up, other hiking people. That type of thing, like a little logbook for people who are successful in summiting the mountain. All right. That is not the update I think we're all hoping for from Austin. I think we're all hoping that they would have found him. Not great. A beacon, yeah. Normally in Australia they give them out. So if you come from Australia, Australia is one of the most vast nations on Earth, and you can get into trouble just outside of the city. There are tourists who have died in like just outside of a suburb because the terrain here varies so much. You can be in one place and it is like a beach. You can go a little bit further down the road and it's like cliff faces, and you could fall off a cliff. Like there are so many people who travel to Australia and die every year, whether they die in the water, they die from the riptide, or they just don't know how to swim properly. Australians grow up learning to swim because we're a country surrounded by water, an island nation. Our babies and young ones are mostly taught to all swim because it's like a skill you need. But people who come from other countries want to enjoy our facilities here and the things we have, but they're not as educated like we are when we grow up here. You know, growing up in Australia, like every second house, someone in your street had a pool, and you spent summers just swimming in the pool. Like the swimming skills of most Australian children is very high. Although not always, some immigrant groups do not uh, teach their kids to swim. It is a thing. But a lot of Australian-born children do know how to swim. So I get it. I get if you're not, you're not confident in your skills or things like that. It's pretty easy to die in locations that you're not familiar with. Casper says snow is year-round at 11,000 feet. I'm at 8,150 feet. That is pretty. That's pretty high elevation, Casper. One day you'll have to send me a photo. Sundaywithping@gmail.com. You have to send a photo of you or your suburb, just sort of where, like around, somewhere within a 200-mile radius. That'd be good, just so I can see what it looks like. That'd be cool. Gila says, or Gala says, my kids were at the pool as soon as I can get them there. It's a good skill to teach your children. No, the hiker has not been found. No, they did not locate him. He has not been located. You have misunderstood. He is still missing. They are scaling back the search effort, and they are considering it now a rescue, a recovery operation. It is no longer a rescue mission. There you go. So we've had two very sad stories tonight, right? We've had the updates of our Jessica Barnes, and then we had the update on Austin King. Really awful, both of them. I don't like bringing you stories that are that dark. Let me just double check how much time we have. Where the hell's my phone? Oh, here. All right, we've got a few more minutes. We're going to be back for the late show. So did anyone end up guessing what this was? Did anyone guess what this was? This is the last thing we're going to do. What is this? Does anyone know what is inside the package? This is 99.5 Hot FM, and we're going to play What's the Noise? What? Name this sound. Clothing. Clothing. Does clothing sound like this, does it? Does clothing sound like that? I've never heard of any clothing that sounds like that. All right, here we go. Yay, Maryland just got it. It is candy. Have you ever seen these before? Do you know what these are? Protein shake. No, I've got protein shakes here. These are uh, Dutch yogurt candies. These are Dutch yogurt gummies. And they used to sell them in Aldi, and these are Mrs. Ping's like favorite lollies in the world. And they're really expensive. They were like $10 a bag, but it was her birthday, so I bought them for her birthday. They're yogurt. They're made with like yogurt. They taste so good. Yeah, I'll open one. She'll be all right with that. Yeah. So they're just like these little tiny like yogurt lollies, and they actually taste like tangy like yogurt. They're really nice. But Mrs. Ping loves these, and I got them for her birthday. She got that. Oh my god. Do we have a couple of minutes? Can Trish be late? Who's this? Yeah, we know. Thanks, Trisha S. We know. That's okay. We were just having an old person moment. You can see how elderly I am. Sometimes I have a bit of a moment. But yeah, these are so good. Mrs. Ping loves these. They're called catcher lollies. But hold on, I'm going to show you something else where I bought Mrs. Ping very quickly. Hold on. So I bought her like this giant hello. Almost lost it. Yeah. Oh. I bought her this giant Hello Kitty. This limited edition Sanrino or whatever they call it. Its limited edition has like a little certificate for him and stuff. Yeah, very cute. Yeah, it's about that tall, and it has like a limited edition number on it and stuff. And she loves it. So that was her part of her birthday present, along with the little yogurt candies for her. So yeah, limited edition, one of 3,000 only. So bought that for her birthday. But unfortunately, it's damaged. It got damaged. Someone punched a giant hole in the side of it. And unfortunately, they've had to find a replacement, and it's coming out in the mail. That's what I got the email for earlier. So unfortunately, it got bashed around in the post, and it broke all the protective casing. This thing, it broke it all. Like it's all. See, I can put my hand in it. So I can put my hand in the side of it. Yeah. So she's getting a new one. Yeah. So she got her favorite candy, and she got a limited edition Hello Kitty, one of 3,000 made. She loves Hello Kitty. Yeah, her birthday was the 20th or something like that. Yeah, she loves Hello Kitty. No idea. But yeah, there you go. Oh, she's gonna be so happy when she gets home and she can try her yogurt gummies. She loves these things. All right. Hey, my sweet friends, I love you all so much. I have the greatest viewers and the greatest fans. If you want to call yourself a fan, that's all right. He's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan. I can't thank you all enough for the success of the channel so far. It really is mind-boggling every day that I come on here and that there's people waiting, people who come in to the channel or whatever. I started this channel a year ago. I never even thought we'd get to where we are today. I never even thought we'd get to 1,000 subscribers. I thought I'd probably get to like 200 and then I'd call it quits. The fact that we're still here over a year later is impressive. So I love you all. Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, to all the members and things like that. I will see you for the late show at midnight Eastern in about an hour and a half or so. whenever Trish finishes for the night. And then I'm going to try track down that press conference, okay? So come back for the late show. Hey, thank you to my friend Hella at Excited Utterance. I really appreciate you sending your followers here. A lot of them are probably like, I hate this channel. It's so shit, but it's okay. Keep sending them here and I'll keep sending my people to you. It's a shame. She's on before me, so I can't send all you guys to her after the show ends because it doesn't work that way. She's not on. But she seems to always be able to, like, once a week catch me just before she ends her show. I go live and then she sends everyone here. But it was nice to meet some new faces from her channel. I hope they stick around and give us a chance to show them the type of true crime that we do here on this channel. Hey, peace out, everyone. Have fun with Church. If you're heading over to WebSleuth for websleuth.com live at 10:30 Eastern, and I will see you at midnight Eastern for the late show. Bye-bye. Love you all. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't even check any donations or anything tonight. They're not, like, we don't do that here. I didn't even check. Well, I would have got an email probably. Let me just double check. Oh, no, we did. From Sean. Sean, thank you very much. That is very kind of you, people who support this channel. If you want to, there is links under the video. We don't do any, like, e-begging or anything like that. It's just if people want to, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. It's just, free choice. That's the way the world works. I'll see you then, midnight. Bye. Get out of here. You have to go. You're running late. You got like 2 minutes. You got to run. You ever been late for the bus before? That's what you're doing right now. You are late for the bus. All right, bye. All right, Rachel, I'll check it out. Bye.